Yo, what is good, YouTube? Krishan checking back in with another video. Let's start today's video off with a recent guest posing from our current reigning Mr. Olympia, Samson Dauda. And Samson hasn't even been Mr. Olympia for a month yet, and he's already doing a great job of promoting the sport. Now, unfortunately, this is the best video I could find from this guest posing, and I think every bodybuilding show as well as guest posing should have professional photographers. Kind of hard to promote the sport with low quality phone videos, but we're going to focus a little bit more on this recent image of Samson Dauda. Now, I did hear a rumor of Samson potentially competing in Prague, but looking at him here, I don't think Samson is going to do a show anytime soon. He's probably just going to be traveling, guest posing, and then going into prep for the 2025 Arnold Classic, which he is the favorite to win without a doubt. But the future is looking very bright for Samson. As I mentioned before, he's the perfect height to hold on to the Olympia title for multiple years, and this guy only gets better. Now let's switch over to a recent guest posing from the man, the myth, the Mona Lisa, Andrew Jacked, who will also be competing in the 2025 Arnold Classic. And as we all know, Samson winning the Mr. Olympia is also great for Andrew, because out of everyone competing on that Olympia stage, Andrew has the physique that's most comparable to Samson, at least in my opinion. At the 2024 Mr. Olympia, we saw a good version of Andrew Jacked, but he was rumored to be injured prior to the show, and based off his midsection control at the show, I tend to think that rumor was actually true. Also, Psycho Lewis said following the show that the judges told them to come in tighter, but for some reason Chris Aceto chose to bring Andrew in bigger. Hopefully they don't make that same mistake going into next year's Arnold Classic. Andrew's back double looks ridiculous, but enough about the coaching. Andrew does look absolutely massive here. Hopefully his coaches give him a plan to actually bring him in shredded this time instead of adding more size to him. Now next up, we have a recent update of Rafael Brandão ahead of this year's Romania Pro. And I'm hearing some people complain about Rafa's size here. This is exactly what we want to see from him. He's going up against Akim Williams. The number one thing that Rafa doesn't want to do is play the size game versus a mass monster. Rafa has beautiful shape. He needs to come in absolutely peeled, and he should be able to get the win in Romania. But speaking of the BK beast Akim Williams, he is actually looking very, very impressive right now ahead of the Romania Pro. And just a reminder, Akim won the 2024 Toronto Pro and he was 10th place at this year's Olympia. He also did the Arnold Classic earlier this year as well. And despite Akim doing 3, maybe even 4 shows this year, based off what I'm looking at here, it's possible that we may see the best Akim we've seen this year at the Romania Pro. But let me know in the comment section below, what are you guys' expectations? Is Rafa gonna walk away with the win? Or does Akim have a chance at getting an early qualification? Now we are going to briefly talk about Horse MD, who is also competing in Romania, but this guy has been very, very quiet when it comes to physique updates. He posted his side chest and also an ab shot, but we haven't really seen a front double, back double, anything like that. Since it's showing at this year's Arnold Classic, a lot of people are worried about, is he really going to bring it? Is he really a real bodybuilder, or is he just an Instagram bodybuilder? But I'm hoping for Horse to bring an incredible package to this show and hopefully shut up some of the haters. And next up, we have a recent physique update from the giant killer Shaun Clarida ahead of this year's Prague Pro. And whatever size he lost working with Matt Jansen, he's definitely gained that back in the rebound phase. But it's very interesting to me that Shaun Clarida is doing Prague. He's coming off a somewhat disappointing second place finish at the Mr. Olympia. And yes, I know, a disappointing second place. For Shaun Clarida, he did not have his best look at all, even though he walked away with second. And following the Mr. Olympia, Shaun actually put out a post that somewhat sounded like he was going to retire. He was talking about focusing more on his family and just being more of a father. But out of nowhere, he's now doing the Prague Pro. Kind of weird to me. I would think that Shaun Clarida would want to get a win following their second place at the Mr. Olympia. But maybe working with Boss of Outlaw has just rejuvenated his love for the sport. Let me know what you guys think. Now, speaking of Prague, shout out to who was the best bodybuilder on Instagram, incredible page for this news. Chris said he is not going into the Prague Pro expecting to win. Chris said he is simply doing this to give the open guys some work. And this is the first time in 10 years that he is doing a show without thinking about being the champion. Chris is just doing this as a one-off for the fans, and I love it. I think it's going to be very, very exciting. Now next up, we have a recent physique update from the best amateur bodybuilder on the planet, Elliot Dermond, who will be attempting to turn pro in just 6 weeks. If Elliot walks away with the pro card, he should immediately enter the next pro show and try to get an Olympia qualification. Huge fan of this guy's physique. Injuries have derailed him from turning pro in the past. Elliot seemed like he had some midsection issues, not necessarily a bubble gut, but trouble controlling it. But seems like that has been fixed over the last year. This guy is truly a freak, and I can't wait to see him on the pro circuit. Now let's switch over to the latest update of Regan Grimes. Real lat spread is looking absolutely ridiculous, and Regan recently announced that he will be doing 2 shows in 2025. And that is great news for the fans, but overall, I don't think a little bit more time off would hurt Regan. Regan wants to be Mr. Olympia. Well, at least I hope that he still wants to be Mr. Olympia. He's gonna have to make improvements. Everyone isn't Samson Dauda. Everyone can't do 2-3 shows a year plus the Mr. Olympia and make improvements the entire time. Regan needs more size. He also needs more muscle maturity. I think taking time off to make those improvements and also holding on to that size for a little bit longer should help with size improvements as well as muscle maturity. But Regan is going to compete next year, so let's hope he has a very productive offseason and we actually see some real improvements. Bodybuilding is really competitive right now. It would be hard for Regan to even crack top 10. I mean, Rafael Brandão was 8th. But let's go ahead and wrap up today's video here with the archive of the day. You guys let me know in the comment section below who is this legendary bodybuilder. But as always, I hope you guys did indeed enjoy this video. And if you have not done so already, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And to all of the new subscribers from this year's past Olympia, I am full-time gym manager, part-time YouTuber. So some of the news videos will be a little bit delayed, but I will be on time and accurate for every single bodybuilding show. And also huge thanks goes out to you guys because October 2024 was the biggest month for this channel in over a year. You guys are truly incredible. But I think I'm talking a little bit too much. I'm Shaun from Go Fitness and that's it. I'm out.